How's it going, guys? And I am finally back in the garage working on the Miata. See my last video, I went to Japan and got a lot of motivation from them to finish my car and get it drifting this year. It is January right now, so it is cold and drifting is not in season. So the goal here is to get my car running by drift season. So let me show you guys what I need to finish up, because I have missed out on a lot of recording on what I've been doing to this car. I think I filmed some of the engine build being built and stuff like that, but I didn't go very much into depth. So let me show you guys what I've done to this. So while I've been gone and I have not been filming, what you guys did see, if you guys watched the video, was me doing rods, pistons, bearings, doing the initial engine build. But there's a few things that I have to do in order for the engine to run efficiently. For one is obviously the ECU. So I'm going to be using a Link G4X on this project. I originally went with a Speeduino, and it was like a $500 ECU at the time, maybe $400 ECU at the time. And it did not work out too well. There was at one point I had the car running pretty well on the Speeduino, but it had bad memory and it would forget what it was doing, and I'd have to constantly reset the tune. So I'm going with the Link this time because I know that they're a lot more reliable. I've got coil on plugs now and a few different sensors, like a 4-bar map sensor, fuel pressure sensor, and oil pressure sensor to let the ECU know some stuff. And I'm try to wire in a knock sensor as well. I have not ordered one yet, and I haven't seen how I'm going to do the pin layout with the Link ECU. I believe Link actually sells one for their G4X, so I can put a knock sensor on this engine. If not, then we'll just hopefully tune it safely. But yeah, the engine is basically fully built. I got a 48mm turbo on here from Amazon. I'd like to upgrade that soon. External wastegate from Tile or Teal, however you want to say it, and no blow-off valve as of now. I ran the no blow-off valve originally because I like the noise. I might end up putting one back on there, but I need to do a little bit more research and see the route we want to take. So now what I have left to finish up is putting the dash back in and doing a little bit of wiring. So I didn't have turn signals for the last couple months of my car working, and I kind of needed to fix that, so I got that sorted out. Long story short, something grounded and a lot of wires melted, so I had to do a lot of replacing of some wires. So the last final things I need to do to this car to make it driving again is finish up some of this wiring mess that I have going on. I have to loom it all, clean it up, make sure everything's zip tied, clean, in the right spot. On this side, the fender is already on. As you can see as well, the undercoating is all freshly redone, and subframe is all cleaned and ready for a fresh rack. A couple more parts I need to buy is extended lower control arms and some correction bump steer tie rods with extended ball joints, or tie rod ends. Sorry about that. That's enough talking though, let's get some work done. Alright, I'm finally getting some packages in the mail, and ordered a few different things from Radium, so I'm not sure which one this is. Alright, cool. Finally got a fuel pressure gauge. So this gauge is actually going to go on the rail itself, and you'll be able to see the get this to focus here. So that's the fuel pressure gauge. That is going to go on the radium fuel rail. I'm still waiting for that to come in. Let's open the next package. Got a wider point of view because it's a much bigger box this time. So fresh radiator. Oh. Found these pretty neat torque spit bolts that are the correct thread for the radiator. I think it's a M12 or M10. It's a bigger thread than the regular 10mm bolts. Typically these are like a 12mm headed bolt, but with the... Alright, well, when I had originally built this motor, I put a fresh water pump on there. And, well, my other Miata's water pump failed, so I ran in here and stole the water pump, as anybody else would do if they had two of the same car. But I do not know how I got the water pump off without taking this piece off, but it somehow came off. I'm also realizing these cam seals are very poorly pressed in there. As you've seen, I just pulled that one out and I'm about to pull the other one out and press them in properly, because I don't know what was going on there. There goes that cam seal. I do have a cut valve cover. I've seen somebody online and they cut the rest of the valve cover. It looks pretty neat, and then they put a separate cover around it. Thought that looked pretty neat, but I'm gonna keep it like this for now. Alright, where did my water pump just go? I put a little bit of RTV on there so the gasket stays a little bit better. Oh, not really, but a little bit. A little bit helps. So, take this here, slip it on in. What is going on here? Well, that really blows. Looks like I bought a 1.8 Miata water pump, I think, because this bracket right here is hitting the alternator bracket, and I do know the alternators are different between the 1.6s and 1.8. The brackets are slightly different, like one hole's threaded, one hole's not, and it's like vice versa on one to the other because I put a 1.8 alternator on my 1.6, and it does work with the bracket, but the brackets are different, but you can make it work, and I did make it work. So what I think I can do is cut this corner off. I'm gonna look at it a little bit more. I'm a little confused about this timing spring spot. I could have sworn it was a little bit different than that, but Yeah, I don't know if I got the right water pump at all, but I'm gonna do a little bit of research, and I might just be cutting off this flange right here. Alright, so I see it online, and there's not supposed to be a bracket right there, but everything else is the same, so we gonna cut it off. Alright, I'm back to over here, and let's see if the cut worked. I'll try it without a gasket first just to make sure. And look at that. It clears. So now I can put it on. It is very cold outside still, and the heater is not doing very much, so the RTV is very much still sticky. We're gonna line that up there and stick it back on. I can also start putting this piece back on and I'll tighten everything down. Well, that first cam seal slipped in way too easy, so I don't know if that's okay or if I should get a hold of Mazda and try to get some factory cam seals. See if the other one slips in as easy as the first one did. That one is much tighter. I'm gonna have to tap that one in. I'm gonna pull that other cam seal out and put the other one in because I just realized the seal that is giving me a tougher time, which is good, you want it to fight you a little bit to go in, is a National seal. That's a common O'Reilly seal. And I have no idea where that seal came from. So I should have a National seal laying around here somewhere, so I'm going to find it and put it in and tap this one in fully flush, because it is not fully flush. Alright, well, I found the National seal. So I'm gonna see if I can't slip this under here and use this little spoon tool to pull the seal out and use a little bit of the oil right here to get some lube on it. Alright, now I need to just get this other seal to sit all the way flush. And now I should be able to put the cam gears on. Well, yet again, ran into another problem with that water pump. I've got two options, just to buy a new water pump, or it's a little bit tricky. So, with this original water pump, as you can see if I can get it to focus, this hole is threaded. And that is for the tensioner and it is a threaded hole. This hole that is on the engine is not a threaded hole on this water pump. Right where I cut, you can see. So I'm gonna come back tomorrow and do some more work on the interior and on the dash and stuff. Leave the engine alone until I get some more parts, and I'm gonna go edit the clips that I took tonight and see you guys tomorrow.